First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Good morning to you and welcome into Fox 10 Midday. Happy April 1st, April Fools. I'm Ashlyn Mitchell. Still thinking about what prank I'm going to play on Nicholas
I have
today.
already had enough today.
I'm thinking about
done.
it. The day is young.
I don't like April Fool's Day because I'm simple.
And are you on edge? Are you nervous?
Yes.
Okay, let's keep it that way.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all stay tuned.
Your forecast is looking a little rainy today. We actually have some rain showers out there. So here's the current radar. And you see Mobile reporting thunderstorm in the vicinity. Right now there is thunder rumbling and we do have some rain showers mainly west of Interstate 65 like we expected. That's been the big deal on the models as we looked over the past couple of days. We were like, okay, on Wednesday we're going to have these rain showers. They're going to be north of Interstate 10, west of Interstate 65. That is exactly how it seems to be shaping up here. Let's go to high resolution radar. I'll give you a tour of what's going on. Look at George County in far western Washington, Mobile County there. You do have quite a few rain showers and even some rumbles of thunder. Let's break this down for you. Big Point, Mississippi going up to Hurley. This is Mississippi 613. You do see a little heavy rain happening there. Look off to the north. This is Wilmer. And out Moffett Road, you do have a decent little thunderstorm producing some heavy rain and some rather frequent lightning. Looking over near US 90 here, Government, there's Davidson High School right there, south of the airport, South Schillinger there. You do have some rain showers. That's going to move north pretty much along Interstate 65 here in West Mobile, and then going to go all the way up to places like going all the way up to Saraland, Satsuma, that little rain shower. In fact, already seeing one blowing up there right now. If you go up 43, you do see some showers near Mount Vernon here, and then in Washington County up Alabama 17, anywhere from Tibby to Chatham, you have some rain showers going on. Bay Minette, you just had a downpour. Looks like Southern Baldwin County is quieter at this moment. As we go to the afternoon, I think the rain coverage shifts inland here. At least that's what we're seeing on the forecast models. That makes complete sense to us. And overnight tonight, all the rain showers will go away, and it's going to be a quiet night. We are going to have the potential for some patchy fog tomorrow morning. Now, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are going to be drier days in your forecast. So you see, here's Thursday. There's barely anything on the Futurecast. Just go through the entire day with no major issues. Friday morning, fog. Probably in plenty of spots here. And then as we go to Friday afternoon, again, it's a quiet afternoon, not expecting much to happen there. Then on Saturday morning, we're going to see some fog again, most likely. But the afternoon does not look like we have a big rain chance. We're talking at around 20%, and that's a generous 20% there. But on Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, we have a rain chance. We could get a decent amount of rain with this. Check it out here, around ½ an inch or more. So we're talking about this rain chance, also some rough surf at the beaches, all the details coming up.
All right, Nick, thank you. New on midday today, Mobile police are investigating a robbery that happened in the area on Somerville and Downing Street. Mobile police say around 8 last night, a man was hit by someone he knows with an object. Investigators say the suspect demanded the victim's wallet, but so far no arrests have been made this morning. And MPD also investigating a shooting in the 600 block of Chin Street. That's located near Telegraph Road and Africatown Boulevard. Police say it happened just before midnight. Investigators say when officers arrived, they saw the home had been struck by gunfire. No injuries were reported here. And a Mobile man accused of leading law enforcement officers on a high-speed chase that ended in a crash will go to prison for 18 months for a gun charge arising from the incident. This chase occurred in August in Dauphin Island Parkway. Rodriguez Henderson later pleaded guilty to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. A judge on Tuesday imposing the sentence. Mobile County Sheriff's deputies saw Henderson toss the gun out of a window during the chase you're watching on your screen. Investigators have said Henderson is a member of a street gang that is very active in South Mobile. He has pending charges in state court stemming from the incident, and he also previously served time for shooting into an occupied building or vehicle. State investigators have confirmed they're looking into an in-custody death after a video surfaced of Monroeville police officers dragging a man. And a warning this morning, this video might be hard to watch. It shows 35-year-old Amarin Tunstall being dragged by two officers in the Quazle community. Dispatch records show that around 3 o'clock, medics were called to the Monroe County Detention Facility for Tunstall, who was unresponsive with a faint pulse. About 45 minutes later, at the request of Monroeville Police, state investigators formally opened an in-custody death investigation. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency says Tunstall became unresponsive during the incident, received Narcan, and was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. His cousin, Selena Thomas, says she saw officers pulling him from a wooded area behind a housing complex.
He was on his knees, and I asked the officer, could I speak with him? He told me no. He was a living person. He was a family person. He was always there for us.
Tunstall's body has been released to the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences for a full autopsy, and the cause of the death has not been released. We will continue to follow this story as the investigation develops. Well, after nearly 2 years, a grand jury delivering an indictment against one of the men accused in a mass shooting at a May Day party in Stockton. Robert Brown Jr. is heading to trial on 2 counts of felony murder, attempted murder, and second-degree assault. He's accused of killing 2 people and shooting another during the May Day 2024 gunfire that left 18 people shot and 3 dead. This all according to Baldwin County deputies. Investigators say 2 groups argued in a crowd of about 1,000 before shots rang out. Prosecutors say Brown fired first, but not alone. Brown and co-defendant Mac Adams are accused of killing Michael Anderson and Chiquita Ewing, while Taekwon French is accused of killing Christian Bradley. French and Adams' cases are bound over to a grand jury, and all 3 men are currently being held with no bond. Brown is set for arraignment on May 6th. Well, meanwhile, federal agents say a Mobile man is behind bars after making threats against court workers. Luis Antidio Olivero was arrested this week, accused of sending threatening messages targeting local court employees. Federal court records show Luis Antidio Oliveira's case stems from his anger over several civil lawsuits he filed. Documents allege he repeatedly called the circuit clerk's office, sometimes multiple times a day, using abusive language and threatening to get employees fired or even arrested. Investigators say he also posted alarming messages on a website in his name, claiming he was, quote, using deadly force from this point on, telling readers to, quote, consider yourself dead, and writing, anyone involved, I'm coming after you. Oliveira is being held in the Escambia County, Alabama jail, and he's scheduled for a detention hearing today. The White House is hinting that an exit plan is imminent for Iran, possibly in the form of a ceasefire requested by the Iranians. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Hunt has more now from Tel Aviv.
On Tuesday, President Trump set a new timeline to wrap up Operation Epic Fury, telling reporters he believed it would be over in 2 to 3 weeks. But on Wednesday morning, that potentially changed again. The president writing on Truth Social, quote, Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessors, has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. But the president says that will only happen when the Strait of Hormuz is reopened, and until then the administration says the airstrikes will continue.
We can see the finish line. It's not today, it's not tomorrow, but it is coming. We are going to get to the point where our military will have achieved all of its objectives.
But some experts say the president still has a long way to go to achieve his goals in Iran.
Destroy Iran's defense industrial base, their ballistic missile program, the drone program, their navy, to destroy what's left of the nuclear program.
Meanwhile, Iranian officials remain defiant, saying they've received messages from Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, but insist that no negotiations are taking place. One official said, quote, the trust level is at 0.
There are no direct or indirect contacts, contrary to what is being circulated by the White House. Iran has its own conditions and cannot accept the other side's demands.
President Trump will address the nation about the war at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. You can watch it right here on Fox. In Tel Aviv, Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
Yeah, as Jonathan just mentioned in that report, you can watch the president's speech right here on Fox 10. It will air at 8 p.m. our time. We will also be streaming it, so you can watch it on our website, our app, or on the Fox 10 Gulf Stream. Well, meanwhile, President Trump becoming the first sitting president to attend Supreme Court arguments today as the justices weigh the legality of his day one executive order that seeks to end birthright citizenship for the children of illegal immigrants. While security is always tight at the court, it's even more heightened today. The president joining members of the public who waited hours to hear the arguments. And while his presence is historic, he is not able to speak or make any arguments of his own. This case hinges on the Constitution's 14th Amendment and whether it guarantees citizenship to those born in the United States.
I have listened to this argument for so long. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Ask any American what our citizenship rule is, and they'll tell you. Everyone born here is a citizen alike. That rule was enshrined in the 14th Amendment to put it out of the reach of any government official to destroy.
The justices are expected to rule on this case by the beginning of July. Well, an American journalist was kidnapped in Baghdad yesterday. The U.S. government says it is tracking the situation and working with Iraqi authorities to secure her release. The journalist Shelley Kittleson had reportedly been warned in recent weeks about threats to kidnap or kill her. A State Department official says an individual believed to have ties to an Iranian-backed militia known for targeting Americans is now in custody, although it's still unclear who is responsible for the abduction. The U.S. Embassy, meanwhile, has repeatedly warned Americans to leave Iraq, citing ongoing threats from Iranian-backed militias. 11:11 now, still to come on Fox 10 Midday, how you can celebrate America's special birthday in the Yellowhammer State. Plus,
NASA says all systems are go ahead of today's Artemis 2 launch. I'm Rebecca Castor at Kennedy Space Center with a look at the final preparations.
We are excited for that Artemis launch. Now, if you're planning on a catnap forecast before the rocket goes in the air, here's your forecast. This is Grayson, submitted by Alan Bonifay. Thank you so much for sending this photo in. If you want your cat's photo on the catnap forecast, please send it in on the Fox 10 weather app. You can also reach out to us on social media. We could see a few scattered showers today. Already seeing some out there. I'll have a look at your forecast with the latest modeling coming up after the break.
At MD Anderson.
Town, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Visit budgetbreaks.com.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. We are officially just hours away from NASA's Artemis 2 rocket launch, which will send astronauts to the moon for the first time in
Town, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Visit budgetbreaks.com.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday. We are officially just hours away from NASA's Artemis 2 rocket launch, which will send astronauts to the moon for the first time in more than 50 years. So it's a very historic day for all of us across the country. Fox's Rebecca Castor is at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where the countdown clock is ticking.
This is a critical test flight for the Artemis program. Astronauts won't be landing this time, but they're going to travel around the moon and back to prove the spacecraft is ready to safely land humans on the moon by 2028. The Space Launch System rocket is fueled and the Orion spacecraft is on the launch pad, ready to send 4 astronauts on NASA's first lunar mission since 1972. If all goes as planned, astronauts Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen will travel further into space than any human has gone before.
We're going to be somewhere between 4,000 and 6,000 miles from the surface of the moon. We have the opportunity to see parts of the far side of the moon with human eyes that have never been seen before.
But there'll be no touchdown on this mission. Instead, the astronauts will slingshot around the moon to test Orion's ability to keep humans alive in deep space. Its biggest test will be re-entering Earth's atmosphere when the spacecraft is traveling at about 25,000 miles per hour and temperatures are hot.
And liftoff.
On Orion's first mission in 2022, without a crew on board, there was more damage to the heat shield than expected.
We did so much modeling on the interaction between this version of the heat shield and its environment. So there's a lot that we are going to learn on the flight.
This is all part of NASA's bigger plans to establish a long-term base camp on the moon that can one day catapult humans to Mars.
First time we went because we wanted to get there first and be there first. But this time we're going and staying.
After launching, the crew will spend the first 24 hours orbiting Earth to make sure the spacecraft is good to go. Then the engines will fire and send them towards the moon. At Kennedy Space Center, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
And you can watch the Artemis II launch on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app tonight. The launch is expected to begin right after 5:20, so make sure you have our Gulfstream app downloaded. You can get more in-depth forecasts as well on the Fox 10 Gulfstream, and that's not all. You can watch Fox 10 News live and get access to all of our other content like Unwritten Legends, the in-depth series with morning anchor Sarah Wall, podcasts, and really so much more. You can download the app for free on your smart TV or with Roku, Fire TV, and more.
A live look down at Pensacola Beach, where we have some rough surf out there, but we are seeing some sunshine, which is nice. That's not the only thing we're tracking. We also have some rain showers out there. Highly recommend you download the Fox 10 weather app. The radar section is a very useful tool on a day like today where we have the potential for some scattered showers and have been seeing some scattered rain showers. You will get lightning notifications on the app as well and so much more, so be sure to download and check out the app. We need the rain. The drought continues, but we are getting some rain, which is going to help us out. Actually, some of the locations that have gotten a good amount of rain this morning are in this area here, which is in severe drought. And depending on the totals, it might start to help us out. But we would really need a significant rain to make a massive dent in this. You can see this is the extreme drought here in red for portions of Escambia, Conecuh, and Monroe counties here. Otherwise, rain chances are low for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It is barely a 20% chance of rain. That is the most generous number I could give it. But on Sunday, it is a substantially higher rain chance as a front moves in, and this could impact your Easter Sunday plans. So let's start to break this down. Futurecast this afternoon, there you can see all those rain showers. Those are going to go away. By tonight, we are quiet, mostly clear with some fog developing as we get into our Thursday morning. Then Thursday afternoon seems to be mainly dry, partly sunny with temperatures getting up into the 80s. Then Thursday night, temperatures mild with some patchy fog developing. Friday is pretty much a repeat of Thursday, with partly sunny skies, mostly cloudy skies at times with temperatures in the 80s. Friday night, mostly clear with some fog, and then Saturday, another dry one. You can see this here reflected in the GFS forecast model too. Notice Saturday, you don't really see much in the way of rain for us locally, but look off to the west, you see this band of green. That is an approaching front. This is not going to be a super dynamic system. I'm really not expecting any severe weather with this. The amount of unstable air that we will have to support severe weather is just not there, and also the wind dynamics to create severe weather just not there as well. So we're just going to deal with a batch of rain showers on Sunday. This could, however, impact your plans if you want to be outside on Easter Sunday. Highly recommend checking back in on our forecast about a day or two out from Sunday. There we have high resolution models. You will get a much better picture. But right now, just plan for some rain on Easter Sunday. Rainfall amounts over the next 7 days, ½ inch to around an inch. If we got an inch, that would be awesome because we really do need it. Other weather headlines: rough surf continues at Gulf Coast beaches. That's a problem. A lot of folks down there for spring break. And here's that beach forecast. You see temperatures in the upper 70s, so not bad on the sand, but if you get in that water, you are going to get thrown around. We have pretty high surf there over the next 3 days. Today's forecast this afternoon, outside of rain showers, it is going to be warm with temperatures in the 70s and 80s. Tomorrow afternoon, there's the middle 80s pretty strongly. How about 87 in Chatham, 86 in Calvert, 81 Mobile, 79 all the way down to the beach in Gulf Shores. And the next 7 days after our front on Sunday, it does look like the temperatures start to go down in the 70s. We're going to have updates about this on our Facebook page, so check it out. Here it is in the full 7-day outlook. Again, temperatures go into the 70s with morning lows in the 50s and even maybe some 40s early next week.
All right, something to look forward to there, Nick. Thank you. 11:21 now. America's 250th birthday is coming up soon, so we're sharing how you can celebrate all across Alabama when Fox 10 Midday returns.
Baldwin County native Rhett Marcus knows Mobile Bay isn't just water. It's our jobs, our families, our way of life.
We're Jax. We're all about the
Welcome back into the studio this morning. We are now about 3 months away from America's 250th birthday. Since July, we've been highlighting patriotic events and veterans in our weekly We the People segment. Well, this week, our Lee Peck tells you about a group whose sole purpose is to make sure every person in Alabama has the chance to celebrate this milestone.
As the nation gets ready to celebrate its 250th anniversary, we're learning more about our shared history. Events like the recent reenactment of the Battle of Fort Charlotte playing out at Fort Condé, just one of many events promoted by Alabama's USA Semi-Quincentennial Commission.
I think everybody's getting really excited, and to get out into the communities and see events starting to take shape has been an amazing opportunity.
Traveling the state, they've been working with communities for 3 years to plan exhibits and events to educate, engage, and unite Alabamians.
And this is a great opportunity for us to celebrate the signing of the Declaration of Independence, but also that local Alabama history that helped shape our nation.
Through their website, America250al.org, they're not only honoring veterans, but allowing everyone to share what America means to them. Their website also has a map you can click on, a county near you, to find events throughout the state leading up to July 4th. In Mobile, Lee Peck, Fox 10 News.
And we have that link Lee just mentioned posted inside this story at fox10tv.com. And on this day in 1970, President Richard Nixon signed a law that would change what Americans saw and heard on their TVs and radios forever. The Public Health Cigarette Smoking Act banned cigarette ads from television and radio, taking effect on January 1st, 1971. The last cigarette commercial aired on New Year's Eve, a Virginia Slims ad on The Tonight Show. The law curbed tobacco's reach on the airwaves and pushed the country toward tougher warnings about the real dangers of cigarettes. And today, the FDA continues that fight now, targeting e-cigarettes and other vaping products. 11:26 now, coming up right here on Fox 10 Midday. Apple is turning half a century. That story and more in your business headlines. Plus, a women's forum was held this morning in downtown Mobile. Our Stephen Moody was there and tells us what it was all about. After this, first, let's check in with Nick.
And a look outside from our Eastern Shore Toyota cameras. You can see at Scarlet Pearl down in the Mississippi, a little bit of cloud cover out there. There are some rain showers just off to the north. Here's your planner over the next few hours. Temperatures in the 70s. Elsewhere across the area, keeping an eye on Mobile. We've had some passing showers here in the area. Let's look at the battleship and look at downtown Mobile. We'll have more on your forecast coming up after this.
On the next Investigate TV Plus, to sleep over.
Insurance company, you mean business.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back. Turning now to your half-hour headlines on this Wednesday. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey is recovering after undergoing a minor procedure at Baptist Medical Center South in Montgomery. Her office says the governor had been experiencing some discomfort in her left side for about 3 weeks and recently began feeling slightly short of breath. Doctors determined fluid was pushing against her lung and performed a procedure yesterday to remove it. Now, Governor Ivey's office says the procedure was successful and the governor will remain in the hospital for monitoring. Governor Ivey, meanwhile, says she is determined to make a speedy and full recovery and get back to work to wrap up the 2026 legislative session. And the Blue Angels held their first scheduled practice of the year at NAS Pensacola. Normally, visitors would be able to watch practice from the flight line behind the Naval Aviation Museum. But earlier this month, NAS Pensacola adjusted public visitation, meaning those without a Department of War ID can only visit the base on Saturdays and Sundays. So for now, the flight line is closed to the general public. Still, several people went to the Walmart, the Flight Deck Museum store, and set up a pop-up for souvenirs, and fans were able to watch practice and listen to the Blue Angels calls from a loudspeaker. Fans say this was still a pretty good alternative, all things considered. And finally, a three-phase retail and residential development is just a vote away from becoming a reality in Daphne. This vacant farmland at the northwest corner of Highway 181 and County Road 64 in Daphne could soon be transformed into a booming hub for shopping, eating, and living. Montgomery-based Trotman Company has worked with the city of Daphne on the conceptual plan to accentuate the area's history and scale back the number of apartments to be built from 350 to 200. With these changes, Daphne Mayor Robin Lejeune says he expects the city council will approve the project at its next meeting. Well, this morning, women from across South Alabama gathered to talk power, progress, and how to make sure their voices are heard. Fox 10's Stephen Moody has more on the message and the women who inspired it.
The Community Foundation of South Alabama hosting its 2026 Women's Forum at the Singer Theater in downtown Mobile Wednesday. The annual event is designed to connect women from across the region, giving them a chance to network, share ideas, and to hear from inspiring voices in business and community leadership. And that includes special guest Lucy Greer, Cheerio Goddess.
The grocery business is a male-dominating industry, really, even though most of the customers are women. So just how I've navigated that throughout my life, and a few tips on just how we can keep that enthusiasm going as women in our personal lives and network.
The theme of the day was appropriately titled A Seat at the Table, and for those women who participated today, it was important for their voices to be heard.
How many women in this room are helping people that are going through domestic violence or refugees, or like people going through hard things? Like, there are a lot of women here who've got solutions for hard problems, and I think we need to listen to them a lot more.
Cheerio Goddess says events like this are more than just about networking. They're a chance to hit pause on the serious stuff at work and at home and just enjoy the company.
So much of what we do in life at home and work is serious, so being able to come together in an event like this for fun and just contacts and friendship is just kind of a bright light in a otherwise regular week.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Live from the Fairhope Pier, the view is nice. We have nice conditions out there. Temperatures in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees. A few clouds that you see off in the distance. Those clouds leading to some rain showers. Other interesting things going on in our live camera network. What's going on with Orange Beach? Do you think the camera's out? No, the camera's not out. That's low clouds. Even a little bit of fog out there. So interesting look from that Orange Beach camera. Understand that Orange Beach camera is atop Turquoise Place. A very, very tall building, so that's why it's in the clouds there. 78 degrees in D'Iberville, Mississippi, 78 in Mobile. As well, with no major issues right now on the roadways, we encourage you, if you're seeing anything like some fog or low clouds, to submit your photos on the Fox 10 weather app. I ask this over and over again, but we really need you to submit your pictures and videos. It is such a useful tool to let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Even if it's just a pretty cloud picture, just send it in on the Fox 10 weather app. Should be an easy process. If you don't want to do it through the app, you can also do it through social media. If you want to reach out to any of us, just send us a message on our Facebook pages. Just search our names on Facebook. Give us a follow, and therefore you can send us a message with whatever photo that you want to send in. We'll send you a note back, and then we'll be able to get those shared and put them on air, which we would love to do. Let's take a current look at radar where we have some thunder showers going on. Yeah, there's some lightning in this. So right now it looks like Jackson County is clearing up a little bit. George County is getting a little more active. We have some rain anywhere along the line from Wilmer all the way to Bendale here in George County, Mississippi. You can even see along 57 some thunder with lightning strikes going on there. Lucedale, you're about to get in on a period of moderate to heavier rain here as those showers that are off to the south move north. Wilmer had a pretty decent downpour earlier. Now that's starting to fade anywhere up Georgetown, Chanchula, all the way up to Citronelle here, dealing with some light to moderate rain. It looks like on 45 it may not be raining as hard. Then in Chatham we had some light sprinkles going on here. Also in Greene County we had some decent showers. Now Baldwin County is definitely quite a bit quieter. You can see some showers along 65 north of Bay Minette. All right, other than the rain showers that we're seeing today, Easter Sunday you have a decent rain chance here. That'll impact plans, so we'll talk about that. But then also, rough surf continues at the beaches, and that is a problem. Here's a look at that orange beach camera again. Typically, we would look at the surf, but there's also low clouds happening right now, so that's a bit of a problem. South-southeast wind at 14 miles per hour. Then you look at the beach forecast. Okay, you're going to have low clouds. It's not going to be probably the prettiest day, and you're going to have a high risk of rip currents, so maybe not the best situation down there at the beach. Let's look at the rain chances over the next 7 days, and you can see here, low for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's Sunday when they go up. So you see here through the rest of the day today, those showers fade. Overnight tonight, we're quiet. I'm going to go to Thursday afternoon here, where you see there's barely anything on the forecast model. But then we go to Friday, Saturday, quiet, and then Sunday, there's your rain chance. So be prepared. You can see Sunday might be a rainy one on the Gulf Coast.
All right, Nick, thank you. If you have not already, please be sure to download the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. Going to walk y'all through a quick tutorial right here. We are actually less than 6 hours out now from the Artemis II NASA launch, and we'll be streaming that right here on the Fox 10 Gulfstream. That is going to happen at 5:24, and if I take my remote here, we click this page, you'll see the countdown has already started. We have an ad right here, but the countdown has started if you click that tab. If you scroll down here, there are several other options as well. We have, of course, weather, the news, Studio 10. We have our Unwritten Legends segment that dives into history here on the Gulf Coast. Kind of gives you some hidden gems stories per se. Investigate TV Plus. We also have our podcast tab as well, which this is super easy to find. Some great documentaries. Our We the People segment, which we actually shared one of those stories on Fox 10 Midday today with Lee Peck. So we have that entire series and truly so much more. Now, weather is a big part of this as well, Nick. So can you kind of walk folks through where they can find your guys' stuff? Yeah, so again, this is just the Roku remote. So this is exploring the app. If you go to that homepage that Ashton was talking about, there is our 24/7 radar stream. That is something that is also available. That is literally radar going 24/7. Your forecast now, you see, this is the latest long form forecast that we record. That is always there. So if you're starting your day and you just want to watch the forecast, you can go on your Roku TV and pull it up, or whatever Apple TV, whatever smart TV you have there, and pull it up easily. I do want to also mention this. This is Next Weather. This is our special segment that we do where we pick a topic and kind of go in depth into it. Some of the interesting things. We've had a few videos on rip currents because it's so important, but also Jason just did one on pollen. Matt just did one today, a very helpful one on alternative beaches whenever the rip current risk is super high. That is super practical,
Protected
especially
beaches
for this weekend.
to go to. So check that out. That'll be on later today. But again, there's so much stuff available on this app. And then, of course, as you mentioned, other than the radar section, so much more. And yes, we're so excited about the Artemis mission. The live events tab will be the one that you can look at.
Yeah, we'll be watching that tonight. So be sure to download on your Apple, Roku, Fire TV,
whatever.
Android, anywhere you can download. Also, it's very accessible regardless of if you are tech savvy or not. Well, meanwhile, the American Heart Association does not want you to follow RFK Jr.'s diet. The largest egg producer in the U.S. takes a hit. Mortgage rates are starting to rise, and Apple turns 50. Here's Fox's CJ Papa with today's Fox Business Briefs.
The American Heart Association is urging Americans to get protein from plants instead of meat. Choose low-fat, or fat-free dairy over whole-fat options, and use seed oils instead of beef tallow and butter. This new guidance contradicts the new food pyramid rolled out by HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., which prioritizes protein and features a steak at the top. Meanwhile, you are paying less for eggs than you did a year ago, and that resulted in a lower profit for egg producer Cal-Maine Foods in the recent quarter. Overall, sales declined and sales volumes were lower. Mortgage rates are at the highest level since August. The Mortgage Bankers Association average for a 30-year fixed loan was up to 6.57% in the week ending March 27th. Applications to buy a home dropped 2.6%. Refinancing applications tumbled 17.3%. And happy birthday, Apple. The tech giant is 50. It was founded in a garage and went public in 1980. But its shares jumped dramatically after the iPhone became a bestseller. And it expanded the devices it sells. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Listen to this. Checking a bag with JetBlue will cost you a little more. The airline company is raising its checked bag fees up to $9 more, and that change went into effect on Monday. Checked bags for most domestic economy flyers will cost $39, which is up $4, and if you're flying during peak times, it will cost you even more. Checked bags will now be $49 instead of $40 during spring breaks, major holidays, and the summertime. This all comes as the war in Iran has disrupted global oil supplies and led to higher prices. Find out if it passes the test in today's Typically Makes. Nick and I will see you right after this. Do you have any crevices in your home that are pretty tricky to clean? I know I do. We're testing out the Magic Track window cleaner that's supposed to make those tasks a whole lot easier. That's in today's Does It Work?
Beth Hammond loves keeping a clean home, and that's why she's testing the Magic Window Track Cleaner. We get 3 of these for $5.99.
It's supposed to help you clean kind of those weird little crevices like around the refrigerator or the door. Do you ever have problems cleaning those areas?
Yes. Well, I try to take like a little toothbrush or something and do it.
The handles are made with an anti-slip design and special sponges the makers claim scour stubborn areas of the home.
Fit it on the little pegs. There we go. That's how they. That's why the holes were.
That makes sense.
Far apart.
Okay, that's what.
There we go.
All right. Well, do you mind we can clean a couple of areas in here?
Sure.
Is it more convenient than what you normally use, or?
Yeah, really. Because usually I just like take the towel and do it with my hand.
Another recommended area in the kitchen, the sink.
Is that easier than what it normally is?
Mm-hmm. And it's getting the built-up soap that's up there.
The kitchen is a win, but how well does a Magic Window Track Cleaner work on its namesake?
Yeah, see, that's kind of tough in there. Oh, there we go. Looks a lot better.
Overall, Beth saw success with all 3 of the areas the makers claim their product easily cleans. She thinks the Magic Window Track Cleaner works.
Oh, that works really good.
For Does It Work, I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
I like this idea. I think I would use something like this. I was telling Nick I was cleaning my windows yesterday with a little duster, just kind of hard to get in the crevices. So that's something I would be interested in.
Yeah, that's a smart design for it.
Yeah.
Could fold up a sponge maybe, but
yeah.
I guess having the handle helps.
This gets that tedious job done for sure. Well, Dunkin' is not joking around this April Fool's Day.
The coffee giant confirmed it will carry on its tradition of giving away 1 million free hot or iced coffees today in honor of April Fools.
Wow, except this year Dunkin' says it will give away 1,000,001.
Dunkin' Rewards members can redeem the free drink on the app with the code Still Not a Joke. But fans better hurry.
Yeah, the promotion is capped at 1,000,001 again for coffee drinkers.
That promo code is valid for up to 7 days after entry. Cute there.
It's fun. This only applies to coffee, right? Not your matcha drinks, your chai tea drinks. Well, count me out then, because I don't drink coffee, but you can have mine. Are you gonna get one?
No, I don't need one.
Hannah likes Dunkin' here.
Yeah.
Hannah Fink loves some Dunkin'. So if she's watching, she needs to go get some. If you've ever regretted your Gmail address, Google is giving you a chance to start fresh.
This might be helpful for me. So the company says all U.S. Google account users can now change their username through the Google account settings page.
Oh, your old email address will still work, and your previous data, including emails, photos, and messages, will be retained.
However, you only get one chance to change it every 12 months, and Google recommends backing up your data before making the switch.
That makes sense. This is really nice. Okay, my first ever email was, I think when I was 8th grade, going into my freshman year of high school. I still have this email, by the way.
Yeah, I have all my original.
Do you? Yeah, it was ashsplash18@gmail.com.
You're about to get a lot of emails.
Why did I just say that? Anyway, I did not think that through. Either way, really funny, because I was like, Ash Splash, that's so much fun, so creative, but
yeah,
not very professional now.
For mine, I have like, it's not a typo, but it's just something that I'm like, I kind of want to change it, so I might actually do this. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to change mine.
Yeah. Ash Splash. Anyways, let's move on to the look outside real quick. You can see here.
April Fools.
Yeah, Dauphin Island Sea Lab. A lot of folks out there enjoying the day. There's some showers on the other side of Dauphin Island, way past the west end. It's quiet here on the east end. We will have a final look at radar and much more coming up.
Has arrived. Learn more at WatchNextGen.
Back, just a surreal day at the office for some southern Indiana law enforcement officials when a Bud Light truck is stolen by an alleged drunken suspect and then used to plow into a pursuing deputy's vehicle. Jeremy Roth has this wild story in today's Take a Look at This.
A high-speed chase of a stolen Bud Light truck turned into a beer bust when the suspect plowed into a deputy's vehicle, ending the pursuit. According to the Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Department, the beer truck was reported stolen out of Evansville, Indiana, while the suspect was allegedly drunk. Body cam video shows a deputy deploying a stop stick ahead of the boosted truck, prompting the suspect to avoid that lane and instead plow into the deputy's vehicle, bringing the chase to an end in a field. The Sheriff's Department said the suspect refused to exit the truck, so deputies fired pepper balls into the cab until he got out. He was then arrested and is now facing a slew of charges, including attempted murder. The deputy who jumped clear of the bulldozing beer truck was uninjured. His patrol unit, not so much, and he later described his close call.
When I was playing it back in my head, I thought I was a lot further away, but when I watched the video, I guess I was pretty close. I usually say like foot pursuits are the Super Bowl of policing, but chasing a stolen Bud Light truck is definitely up there.
And from the Super Bowl of policing to the holy grail of sci-fi collectibles. That's what one Star Wars fan paid over $1 million for when this original light-up C-3PO head from The Empire Strikes Back came to auction. According to Prop Store Auction House, the head is an original used in the iconic 1980 film, featuring light-up eyes and original wiring, and is believed to be the only one of its type on the collector's market. A bidder busted auction expectations of between $350 and $700 grand, shelling out over $1 million for the decapitated droid's dome. Hey, in the collectibles game, it's not who you know, it's what you own, so sometimes to get ahead, it pays to get ahead. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
A nice pun on this April Fool's. Those were kind of creepy looking.
Creepy?
Yeah.
I guess so. C-3PO's head is creepy.
To me. I don't know. Anyway,
right.
let's talk about the weather.
Yeah, let's get this show on the road here. Let's talk about this. Hey, look at that. That's cool. The fog has cleared up at Orange Beach. You can see 75 degrees now there. 79 in Mobile, 78 in D'Iberville. Here are our weather headlines again. Spotty showers happening today, mostly north and west of Interstate 65. Otherwise, here's the deal. We have rough surf at the beach, which is a problem, and also rain on Easter Sunday, which might impact your plans. The beach issue, there it is, a high risk of rip currents. That's the big deal, surf around 3 to 4 feet. The rain showers deal, look at our Mississippi counties. There's so many rain showers going on, plenty of lightning going on as well with some of these. Zooming on in, that's near Sand Hill, getting a decent downpour. In northern Mobile County, the rain's a little lighter and barely anything in Baldwin County at this moment. There is another rain chance that happens on Sunday. That rain chance is going to be associated with a front that pushes in. That front will knock temperatures down early next week. If you want to return to some low 70s, we have that on Monday. And it might be a little cool in the morning, Monday morning and Tuesday morning. So not going to be a huge freeze or frost or anything, but it's just going to be a little cooler.
Love the sound of those temperatures there. Thank you for spending your April 1st, April Fools with us. Remember, things are not always as they seem on social media today. We will see you on Fox 10 Live at 3.